one of the games was rounding down. And I was like, I don't think it's supposed to round down.
You went live. Anyway, we'll
we're
talk
here.
about that in a second.
Yeah, but I think it was the baseball one, I think,
Was
Ron.
it the baseball one? Anyway, we're talking about Daring Racers. I did a race in there. So I very rarely ever just cut and paste what I put into one group into another. But I did that for Digital Dice and for that. Hi, folks. He's Dave.
Yeah, we were just having a chat. We decided to go live right in the middle of the chat. Sorry about that.
And that ought to hold a little best. Oh, hi there.
I think what it was, Ron, for me was the baseball,
right? Yeah.
No, what it was is the baseball, and it was numbers, and you figure out the number in the middle. But in all his games, you round down. So it said round down. If you rounded down, you went to a whole number. And on the chart, it was all these in between whole numbers, like 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. Yeah. So if you rounded down, you would never get 5.2 if you follow that. So when I contact him, he says, "Yeah," he goes, "That was a mistake not to put round down in there." So once you did that, then it made sense.
Okay. What I might do that is add, hello, Andrew, my newest Patreon. What I might do is actually throw that into, I got some ideas for the showcase I want to do. Okay. Let's talk about that to start with.
Sure.
If you've not followed the show, I've been playing a whole bunch of Roberto Chaviti games, especially the Olympic stuff. I got boxing and wrestling on the way and some more swimming. And so Dave had the idea of, instead of doing just in Olympics, that we're going to mix golf in June, by the way. We're supposed to come back at Colonial in Fort Worth in mid-June, Dave.
The numbers are looking better. It's just getting the politicians to have enough guts to open things up, because no one wants to be responsible.
We're the realtors and assessors and a couple other small carpentry things, as long as you can work in a pair, are back to work Monday here in Vermont. And we were early to shut down. We shut down schools very early. And so if Vermont starts bounding back, that should be a good sign for other areas. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So working on some sort of sports showcase. And Dave suggested you should just put the medals and together, whether the sports. And so here's my thought for that. I might actually include a car race in there, because why not? It's a sports showcase. I'm not,
as long as there's different countries involved, you could
absolutely
you could make it what you want. You could be Ron's Wild World of Sports, or whatever it is.
It wouldn't be. I wouldn't do NASCAR, because that's American.
Yeah.
But for the Formula One races, I think there was, in the 20 cars I raced today, I think there was 10 different countries. And so,
really?
There was an Austrian driver, there was an American driver, Eddie Cheever.
But the thing about Formula One and soccer, there's got to be someone named Schumacher in there.
The greatest Formula One driver is named Schumacher.
Exactly. And he's a goaltender, too. Every time I used to watch soccer as a kid, that was Schumacher with the save and Schumacher with the goal. And
Peter from Manchester United just got an email for Dave about the Spiders. Okay, I'll look in a second. Anyway, so I thought, as far as medal count is concerned, because we talked about that, I thought about going this way.
Okay.
Pre-war, so it'd be from 1912 to 1936.
That's interesting.
Doing competition for that. Post-war, 46 to 90, which would be the highlight of the Soviet Union, United States battles.
Yeah.
And then 92 to modern day.
That's interesting.
To have three different competitions there, because the rise of the Chinese, the breakup of Yugoslavia. So, because how would you to assign medals that way? The Germans are together again. So you'd have Germany, and then West and East Germany, and then Germany back together again.
That's interesting.
So that's what I'm toying with in different sports. All right, I'll go take a look, and we're not getting any snow up here.
We are supposed to get a couple of inches tonight. We're supposed to get
4 to 6.
Yeah, Al's going to get nailed, I think, out there.
Nurse Teresa can keep him tucked in.
Yeah, maybe she can shovel for him too. Yeah, but we're supposed to at least get a couple inches. It's supposed to start at midnight, and I don't remember the last time it snowed the day before my birthday. I'd have to look that up. When's the last time it snowed? On April 19th in Boston or Massachusetts. Boston, I should say. I remember a couple of rainy days, maybe a light snow, but not like this. Not like this. Yeah, let's hopefully she does some shoveling.
All right. I'm forwarding you an email that I just got from Big Clue.
Hopefully it's a good one. I don't want any more bad news.
It's the chain one that if you don't send it to 25 different Amway subscribers before midnight, 8 of them will contract scurvy, and another 5.
That's fantastic.
Will buy metal church records or something like that. So you may not, choose the 5 that you want to have the metal church records.
Right. There you go. Is that for a penny? 5 metal church records for a penny? And then you're part of the club. You're part of the club.
Yeah, Big Clue's telling you what's about. No, actually, it'll be the 5 Slim Whitman ones that we send out instead. So be careful who you choose.
There you go. There you go. Yes, I know.
So Kenny, if you go back to the beginning, I did the Daring Racers game from Roberto Schiavini tonight, and so you
said it took a while. That's not a I don't mind games that take like that, because a racing game, you got to roll all those times to the drivers. And now, did you see the drivers kind of passing each other and who had a good lap and who didn't?
Yes, you could tell, because on the chart, you could tell who was kind of holding their own and who was charging through the field. Nigel Mansell ended up finishing second, and I think he qualified 6th or 7th, but he had a good form rating and he got good dice rolls all the way. But the good thing was, an E-form driver, which is kind of in the lower half of the grand scheme of things, kept getting good rolls, and he kind of held his own through the race, and through attrition and through just good rolls, ended up, I think, in a points-paying position, which you would think maybe not. A mid-tier driver, F1 in the 80s only paid out points for the first 6 spots, and it was 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was kind of weird how they did it, but that's how it was. And so, yes, you could have a mediocre driver point. He may not win, but he could point. And so there was a lot about the game I liked, but there was a couple of questions that I had about it. So,
holy cow, yeah, the Spiders almost did it today. They're not getting blown out. At least the 4 games I played, they're not getting blown out. They're just not winning, and it is kind of fun. Then again, I'm not. I don't say I'm not trying, but I'm just saying I'm not.
But it's not you're not.
I'm not. It's not my thing. So I just play it, and just if the computer does something, then that's fine. But I just keep just playing the guys. I think I did take the pitcher out. He come up and he had runners on in the top of the 9th, and so I hit for the pitcher, and then I put in another pitcher, or the 8th or something like that. I put in Highball. The guy's name was Highball, and Cauliflower was at first base, and Chief Zimmer was the catcher today. Chief Zimmer. So I had the Chief playing today.
Good morning, David, or good evening still, I think, for another 20 minutes. So yeah, so Nigel Mansell ended up finishing second in that race. David, if you played the Daring Racers game, I'd be curious to know if you have or not. I enjoyed it. I know I didn't play it right. I certainly wouldn't stream it that way, but it was fun. But just because we say that a lot of Roberto's games are quick play games doesn't necessarily mean that they are fast resolving games. It was fun. I said that word several times, but don't get the impression that's something you can do in 15, 20 minutes.
I've been watching Al doing some of the boxing there. Holy cow. Again, I think it was last night. He set up to do a boxing match, and boom, was over in the first roll. And
that would be weird. I'm looking forward to that.
And so it's like, it's like, Al, you might want to set up a few matches. You might want to have a few matches in a row just in case that happens.
Okay, Andrew. So talk to me about grouping the drivers into levels and how that works. You go back, you can look at my picture in Digital Dice or the Roberto Schiavini thing, and you can kind of figure out what I did. I know what I did wasn't according to the rules. It was, oh God, you could get a drinking game going on. I enjoyed it, but there's something there that I'm missing. Anyway, yeah, but when you do a tournament like that, as opposed to a 10-round fight or a 15-round fight, and you got to figure that, okay, if there's 16 fighters in a specific weight class, if you're going to do the tournament, it's a 15-fight tournament. And so you want something to be able to be resolved in one.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just, you would.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point here, I feel bad because he takes all the time. He sets it up. He's got the graphics. He's got the chat.
Oh, he's wonderful at it.
It must take him, 15, 20 minutes, a half hour to set it all up. But it's like,
but that's the thing. That's the thing about boxing. It's one of the reasons why television didn't like to touch it outside the fact that Don King kind of made it crooked. was that you didn't know. Were you going to get a 2-minute fight? I mean, look at the Tyson fights back in the mid 80s. Tyson would fight in Glens Falls, where I'm from. And I remember here's a long story that's going to take longer to tell.
All right. Hang on a sec.
Not particularly, but it's longer than the Tyson fight. So thank you. If it may please the court.
It does.
It pleases the court.
It
You
does.
know, I see this every night. I should be able to memorize it by now. It's not a rant.
All right.
God,
All right.
thank you. May I? Mother, may I? Birthday boy. So Mike Tyson had a series of fights on Wide World of Sports back in the mid 80s when he first came up, when Gus D'Amato was his trainer. And so, okay, I see that, but how do they pass each other, Andrew? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So one day on a Saturday afternoon, someone from my dad's softball team came over because he really wanted to watch the fight, and we had cable, and I guess he didn't. And so we get, from the Acapulco cliff diving to Mike Tyson live from Glens Falls, and the guy goes up to go to the bathroom to take a whiz, and he comes back out, and Tyson knocked the kid out in the first round.
Oof.
And so he comes back, and the fight's over.
I wonder if that was the same one. There was one. We were sitting here when. What year was that?
85 or 86.
Oh, okay. No, that was there was one fight that was being built up, and we're not into that.
Yeah, I know you're not.
But I mean, it was all over the place, and it was a Saturday night or Sunday night, whatever it was. It was going to be the big fight, and they wanted like $50 for this thing. You know what I mean?
Oh God, this was not a pay-per-view. This was Saturday Wide World Sports.
Oh, and I remember sitting here, and we just got talking about it one Saturday night. She's like, "Man, everybody's talking about this boxing thing and this." And she goes, "Should we get it? Should we get this the fight and watch it?" And this is way before the Facebook stuff. I think it was we were in like chat messenger or something like that, or maybe like the old Prodigy groups or the AOL rooms or something like that, right? And so we said, it's like, maybe we could. Well, we'll didn't want to spend, but we'll get it and watch it. It's history in the making. We'll get it. We'll watch the fight, right? And so I was chatting with somebody, and I'm like, I'm thinking about getting the fight, and he said, "Don't bother, it's over." It's like, what do you mean? So I was like, yeah, it was over. Like, I don't know if it was first or second round, but it was over. So I was like, I'm glad I didn't like go ahead and order the damn thing. But it was over before it ended. I mean,
Big Polly's talked about Marvis Frazier. It might have been Tyson that beat him. I remember one night back when fights were on primetime television, it was a Larry Holmes fight. This was a couple of years earlier than that. And because it was Joe Frazier's kid against Larry Holmes, someone bought, they put the fight on NBC, and it might have been a title fight too. And so, half hour of prerequisites and the interview with Frazier and the interview with Holmes and blah, 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 blah. I don't think they showed anything else on the card. It was supposed to be a 12-round championship fight. They get out there. Holmes is just pounding the tar out of Frazier. Okay. First round, it's going to be over soon. Frazier couldn't get anything in there. Second round, Holmes has got him on the ropes. He's pounding him on the head. He's pounding him on the chest. About a minute into the second round, Holmes just kind of looks over at the ref. Have you seen enough yet? No. Boom, 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 boom. How about now? No. Boom, boom. Okay, that's enough. It's like, look, I'm going to kill this kid if you don't stop the fight.
Right.
Okay, when you roll.
Indicates the driver group numbers.
But that would be a lot of passing, though, especially for an F1 race. I could see that for NASCAR. Tyson took out Spinks in the first. Yeah, whatever fight that was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. Well, they start late here. Do they like to start at,
12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they want to go at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and out here, it's like, forget it. We're 3 hours, ahead of them. It's like, nah, I'm all set with that.
I bought one fight. We bought a George Foreman fight about 28, 29 years ago.
Really?
And I told myself I'd never buy another one. I was entertained, but I think it was like $30 when I didn't really have $30 to spend on a fight.
I went over to my buddy's house, and we watched the fight where he bit the guy's ear.
Oh, the Tyson Evander Holyfield fight.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. We went over a friend's house, and I think what it was is my wife brought one of her friends from work, and it was almost like a double date type of thing at my buddy's house, and we just had dinner there and ordered out or whatever, and we were just had the fight on and watched it, and I didn't know much about it, but yeah, he kept biting the guy's ear, and that was like, wow, that was the last time I really
because
sat.
Holyfield would have just pounded Tyson if Tyson didn't cheat. Yes, Ali would have beaten Tyson. Ali would have roped it out. Where's Al? Dave and I are doing boxing chat.
I know we're doing boxing, and there's no Al here,
Even LeChavio or Red Sox fan.
Yeah, one of those guys. We gotta flush them out. Oh, nice, Rob. You really actually now when you're playing it at the bottom of the screen when you're on the hole. At the bottom, you can change some settings, I think, and you can click it so the computer actually helps you set up the shot. You can have the computer do it all, or you can just have some help. That's what I use. So I click on the course, and it tells me what club the guy's going to use, and I like that because instead of me aiming and then selecting the club, that takes a lot of time. So I know where I'm going to hit it, and so that's the setting that I use. You can set it to go right for the pin. Doesn't mean it's going to get there, but you can play as easy as you want. But I like to aim my own shots, but I don't want to have to choose my club. I mean, sometimes I will if I don't like what they choose, but it saves so much time that way. And I just kick back and play. I don't play it very serious.
We taped an episode of Digital Dice, by the way, today.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you were there. I was there.
Yes, we are.
How's that editing going?
Done. It's up.
Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't see it go up. So,
yeah,
episode 36.
I didn't post it on the group yet. It's up. I think it's on YouTube. We already got some comments on it.
Okay, I'll have to look.
Yep. It takes a while. Like I say, after we record, I gotta upload it to the computer, and that takes a minute, and then I gotta bring it into the software program where it does all the adjustments and compresses it and makes it sound good, and then that takes anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour. So I went and I walked the dog while I was doing that.
So did the Rode software update yet? I knew that they were talking about
I haven't done it. It's still in beta.
Okay.
So I haven't done the update yet because once they do that, I can just drag it over. I won't have to take it out. Although it doesn't really take that much longer anyway. But yeah, it's just the idea that there's a couple people that said if you're still using the stuff, don't do the beta just yet. It's pretty bug free, but just in case it messes something up.
You don't want to lose an episode.
Yeah, I don't want to lose anything. Right, I like the way it is right now. So once it's all set and they iron it out and they say here's the official software update, then I'll do it.
So David's got it.
Setting up a hockey match on Zoom. That's cool. The AI assist. Yep.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Tomorrow, I've got to force myself to record a comment show. I got all these comments, and I've just been too tired to go through and respond to the same. There's some basic questions that get asked over and over again. So it'll be specifically for YouTube, not Twitch. And then you and I will go tomorrow night, and then I think that's it. I think tomorrow's going to be kind of a quiet day. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be 50 here, I think. Alexa, what's the weather tomorrow? Chatter says.
Tomorrow in Burlington, there will be partly sunny weather, with a high of 51 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 34 degrees.
Thank you. It's actually nice. I went out to CV.
No problem. I'm happy to help.
Yes, you are. So I went to CVS today. Today was my day out.
Okay.
And we went to the strip clubs and all that in Burlington, and my wife just won't get on the pole. Anyway, and there wasn't any new radical things downtown today. It's still very dead. But they were stacking wipes and cleaners. And so we bought some Lysol and we bought some CVS brand wipes, which was nice. But
I haven't found any of that anywhere.
It's the first time I've seen a wipe in a month. And they didn't say they were limiting. I think they were putting stuff away. There was more toilet paper today than I've seen in the store for a while, and you're limited to one of those. And she had to pick up a prescription. But yeah, today was the first day really that we went out. Oh, I had a new mask.
Oh, nice.
Here's so I've been out 3 times since we've been required to put the masks on. The one that you see in my profile pic, which was my favorite, the one with the sun on my face. Another one, which the elastic was still kind of too small. It was polka dots, I think. And our building gave us masks today. So a nice thick canvas thing that went over our face with a tie, as opposed to an old-fashioned surgical mask, as opposed to the elastic over the ears, which I found to be much more comfortable. But my glasses fogged up the entire time, especially when I went from outside to inside. And it snowed here today, by the way. I know you're getting snow tonight, but it's like, oh, really? Have we seen enough of that?
I don't know.
So, but that was, and I got hopefully ice cream that she won't eat.
I know. She always eats it on you, right?
I don't know when I told the story, if it was you offline or on the stream last night. So 2 weeks ago, we get ice cream. Usually we can get like 2 for 10 or 2 for 11 or something like that. So Haagen-Dazs is usually what I get, because I'm not supposed to be eating it anyway. But if you're going to cheat with the good stuff. And so I thought she picked out, not in the bedroom. No, in the strip club downtown. I mean, they're just looking for anyone to come in. Anyway, it wasn't that funny of a joke, John. So I picked out, she said, "Oh, Rocky Road, Ron, you'll love that." And so I got Rocky Road, and she got chocolate chip cookie dough. Okay, fine. So a couple nights later, I asked for some ice cream. Oh. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. No. Don't go ahead.
And so I asked for some ice cream. Oh, honey, I'll try that Rocky Road. I ate it all. Like 2 days. You ate a pint of ice cream in 2 days. So I ate her chocolate chip cookie dough. Took me 2 weeks.
Ooh, took you 2 weeks. Let me show you my mask. This is the one I got. What do you think?
I think Sharon will love it.
I'm gonna go in the store. Like, okay, getting my groceries and a few other things.
Spider-Man, nobody knows who you are.
Do you have any lip balm in here?
My lips look rather dry. I'm sure you got a few flakes up in Montreal too, and you got some snow. Boom!
That virus ain't gonna get me. Look at that. Look at
God.
that. That ain't gonna get in on me. No way. Look at that. Look at that construction. Look at that. Look at that. That virus is not going to get me with that mask.
Right, Kenny. Oh, boy.
Gotta
Big
be
Paulie,
safe.
yeah. The Crusher.
It wasn't a wrestling mask. Sorry. It's Friday. How was everybody's Friday?
Wow.
I did 2 dog walks.
The following stream is considered family friendly by YouTube.
When I do 2 walks, I get tired. I'm tired. Yeah, there's some cool masks. You know what's weird? I saw a couple. And they were like flags and team logos, and they had hockey and baseball. Yeah, set to arrive, end of May.
That's great.
End of May. It might all be over by then. Hopefully, we won't be wearing those things.
Personalized mask. You could get a Steelers mask with your name on it.
Really? Yeah.
Again, why?
You're not, yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but just, you're going to wait 6 weeks for it,
Well, we'll have them for when we're quarantined for that 2 weeks in the fall.
Yeah, no more of that, please.
But
there was a line all day. The end of my street is like a neighborhood grocery store or like a market. There was a line all day.
Yes,
day.
Stuart, direct from his dungeon.
Direct from the dungeon. It is. I should do that. I should try out those masks, review those masks. That'd be awesome. Well, while I body paint.
Oh, Dave, I just got that visual in my head.
I could wear the mask and body paint. You wouldn't know it was me, right? I could say it was anybody.
I've seen enough of your body to know it's you.
You have? Really? I didn't think you didn't. You opened all the emails I sent with the pictures? Nice.
You said they were baseball cards, so I opened them. That's not when you said you carry a big stick. That's not what I was looking for.
I was on third base in those pitches.
I bet. What the hell are you drinking?
My decaf coffee. I'm almost out. I should make 2 or get a bigger cup.
We had fun today, Robbie. We had a good ball game. You can catch it on Twitch.
I had a good ball game on
talked
YouTube.
about Dave and his wandering hands today.
Oh man, I had the Spiders today. I had another Spiders game. Got the new sponsors for the Spiders though. That's kind of cool.
Yes, there's a theme for this: an S&M mask, a dancing pole, body painting, and a big stick reference.
Yeah, well, last night we talked comics, so it's Friday night. So this is more adult talk tonight.
It's 50 Shades of Medford, right?
Oh my god, it's
Or
Medfa.
Danvers.
It's Medfa. Medfa.
Okay.
Medfa.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah.
We're all.
Do you know who's
tired.
Medfa Medford? You know the girl in Hollywood? She was on Maria Menounos.
Oh, okay. She was on MTV, wasn't she?
Oh, she was on a lot of things. She's done commercials. She's been in movies. She did like E Extra, something like that. She was on TV there. I used to work with her, and she's from Medford.
Oh, did you? What did you do?
When I was working at the trophy shop before I did the hockey leagues. She knew the guy that owned the shop, and so she would come in and answer phones and do stuff like that. Nice kid. Her and her boyfriend Kevin, they're still together actually. In fact, they were on Bar Rescue with Taffer, Maria and Kevin.
Nice.
Yeah, they were on. Yes, and I've seen them. They probably wouldn't recognize me. I was back in 20 years ago now. You know what I mean? Back in 99, 2000, I think it was. But yeah, I worked with them for a while.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, it was. I remember she went out there. She took off out to Hollywood and she did her thing. Good for them.
Kenny Castro said she's an Emerson grad.
Yeah, she was always always in that theater and radio and all that stuff there. Oh yeah, here we go. Apachata. Noodles Hahn was on the mound today for the Cincinnati Reds. Yes, and he beat the Spiders today, and he even got a hit too. The bastard got a hit. Noodles Hahn. The names are great. Noodles and Elmer and Dummy and Chief. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun with that.
You got a Sporty on there too, right?
I got a Sporty McAllister. I think
that's right. No one will recognize you in that mask, Dave.
Nope. So I could go into the stores, and you think people would stay away from me if I wore that thing? Or do you think, I you know what would probably happen? I would probably come home and I'd have all these phone numbers stuffed in my pocket from all these chicks. They'd be like, give me a call. Whoa, 6 feet. And they'd be like, it's all right. Give me a call. You in that mask. Come on by. I don't even want to know who it is. I don't even want to know. And I'd be doing one of these. Like, what is this? I'd be doing, what is this?
It's the Pina Colada song.
Oh, phone number. Oh, it's for Digital to Dice. Yeah, so a new show dropped this afternoon. We recorded it today, digitaltodice.com, episode 36. We're up to 36 episodes already. And what did we say, Ron? We were looking at the statistics for the show.
We got 34,000 plays and downloads counted by Spreaker. And then we're estimating about another 6,000 from YouTube because it plays from their own devices and not from Spreaker. So we're thinking that we've had about 40,000 total listens to the 36 shows.
That's amazing. 36 episodes divided by...
First 35 shows at about 40,000. Not a piece, obviously. But
yeah, 35. Yeah, so that means that we've gotten 1,000 plays
per show.
Per show. That, I mean, Jeepers. When we started this thing out, I didn't think it'd be getting quite like that.
Gosh, 200 out of taken in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So it's so Digital to Dice is really kind of going.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that's listening, and we get a lot of good feedback, and you see those numbers, and it just it's like, boy, yeah, we need to do another show. There's a lot of people listening, and the whole bit. So what was the first match? Got a 1 pinfall. Dave the Mask Man. Yes, I am.
What would happen is you'd go into the store. You'd wear that mask. It'd be a warm day, and the air conditioning isn't on yet. And then you'd be over taking the mask off, trying to get your breath back after, going through the tuna noodle casserole aisle.
Maybe I just stick my head in the freezer for a few minutes. Right?
You need to cool off.
Yeah.
Those are impressive numbers, Stuart.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. When I looked today, I was like, am I reading this right? I said, really? Am I really reading this right? That we've had 40,000 plays on our show. Now, it doesn't mean 40,000 individual people by any means.
No.
But it's just the idea that people have played it,
I would think that, like I said, 200, I think, was my ideal goal. If we got that per show, that would have been great. How many shows did you think you would manage? He didn't think there were that many topics, and I don't think we've really touched about a third of the possible topics that we possibly could.
We just started talking.
Yeah.
And just stuff we wanted to talk about. And then people jumped on and some people give us suggestions for a show. Sometimes a lot of times what it is, Dave, is we'll be playing our own games, and we talk all day long, and he'll say, "Hey, Dave, look what happened today." And I'll be like, "Ron, look what happened today." And it's like,
right.
Boy, that's a great topic for a show. Is to talk about what just happened. And then we talk about it, and then people get back to say the same thing happened to me or something similar happens. Everybody relates to what's going on. And that's, because I used to listen to a lot of video game podcasts. And it's funny listening to an audio show for a video game, but I'm on one.
But you do one game.
I do one. The Game Hounds have been doing that for 10 years. But I like to listen to some other ones. And what I like is when people talk about their gaming moment, and they're like, I'm playing Skyrim and I found this town that was on the map, and this happened to me. And it's like, I found the town too. That was so cool. That mission was, and you relate to what they did, and then someone else was like, well, I did this game and that is that. So I wanted to do that with this show, share my experiences, and so people could enjoy it too.
I'm surprised. I mean, podcasts are not a new thing. I did a college football one about 15 years ago. That wasn't as successful as Digital to Dice. It was becoming successful. But he wanted to do it on his own, and that was fine. But, in the 15, 20-year history of podcasts, that no one, I mean, there's an Apple one, but there was no general sports sims podcast. Tribe fans, screw this April snow. But the Indians, I have a feeling the Indians are going to win that game. Just putting it out there. No spoilers or anything.
Yeah, without sports, it's tough. I mean, they're talking about now playing with empty teams in the whole bit. And, I think they might do that short term. Once we figure out that not everybody will die, then you'll see this thing turn around pretty quick. That's what I'm thinking is that,
I'm thinking
too. I know I don't know if you play that, Larry. That'd be great if you did.
Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, that was a great story last night about the free tickets to Brooks and Dunn.
Who's Lennon and McCartney?
Who's Lennon and McCartney?
Are those
Think
Russians?
about that. What?
Are those Russians? Lennon?
Good night, David. Good night, Chet. Good night, David. And goodbye from NBC News.
Beatles on here a couple times. We did. We talked about the Beatles. God. Team Fortress 2. That's fantastic. I didn't know that.
We're cutting in and out, by the way. Is your wife doing the wireless thing too?
I don't know. She might be.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Laverne and Shirley, Shamil, Shamako, Kotz and Pfeffer Incorporated. Dave and I are not going to drink milk and Pepsi and curl our hair together.
Oh, that's gross.
Have you ever done it?
No.
Milk and Pepsi.
No.
I think I did it once.
No.
I think a cousin of mine got me to try it, and yeah, it's gross.
Some work that doesn't.
You really are freezing. And is he freezing for other people too?
It might go away.
And a lack of hair. Well, yes. Well, a lack of hair definitely would not need the curlers. Lucy and Ricky, Mork and Mindy, Nanu. Now I haven't seen you shudder in a bit here, so.
Sometimes it has these hiccups this time of night.
People are starting to watch Netflix. Dave is cutting.
Yeah. It's just my internet here tonight. If it gets really bad, let me know. We'll cut the show short.
But beyond that, yeah. So, but yes, 40,000. Rick and Morty's about right.
Pickle Rick.
So yeah.
Like
always love your ideas and such.
My lights are good. I could be.
Yeah, it depends. All depends. So, what are you guys doing this weekend?
Shoveling.
Dave's getting older.
I'm shoveling.
You're gonna have enough to get a snowblower out, though.
You know what's weird? Hopefully, I'm not cutting out too bad now. Is we're supposed to meet a guy that's getting scallops tomorrow. He's going out on a boat.
Oh yeah, you said that you were getting some fresh ones.
He's going out on a boat and getting scallops. So it's going to snow. We're going to 2 inches of snow. So I'm wondering if he's going to go out in the snow.
Money's money.
This is true.
When is your actual birthday?
Sunday.
Sunday. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press. Barbecue tomorrow for Stuart up in Montreal.
Scallops. We're doing scallops.
She figured out how she's doing them yet?
No, we'll have to talk about that.
So what do you
Barbecue
having for barbecue, Stuart?
As long as the sound is good. I'm not too
Yeah, I can
concerned.
hear you. I just every once in a while I'll look up, and you've frozen a couple times.
Okay, well, as long as you can still hear me, it's okay. I'll try not
It's
to move
better.
too much.
It's gotten better the last couple of minutes.
Okay, good. Again, sometimes it's time of night, 7:00. Everyone's coming home, turning on Netflix, whatever.
Netflix, of course. And 7 minutes later, it's done. ID streamed and sang himself happy birthday. Of course he did. Tribe fan, laundry, buy some new shoes, hopefully a Strat video or two, recorded programming, and virtual church.
Good stuff.
Burgers for Stuart up in Montreal. Some poutine. Shout out from Chuck Todd. He picks football games and does okay. Cool.
All right, so hopefully my audio is better.
Yeah, you haven't cut out in a couple minutes.
Okay, good. We'll just keep an eye on that then. I gotta play some Strat basketball tonight. I think I gotta keep tweaking that so I can start playing some Buffalo Braves because I got the Strat basketball last night and I got a couple of seasons. I bought a couple of seasons off of eBay too. Guy's been pretty good on eBay. Didn't get a deal, but
Codes for that or no?
yeah, he sent me the code. I put it right in. Boom. So
Excellent.
yeah, he
See,
seems
I'd
pretty
be
reputable.
worried about that, but yeah, good for you.
Well, I mean, you pay with PayPal, so if you get ripped off, and he had 100% rating. You know what I mean? So, so I bought one, and then made sure that worked, and then I bought another. So if the first one didn't work,
So
then
you got 7172 or 7071? 7172, right?
I bought 71 from Strat,
Okay.
and 85 from Strat,
Okay.
and then on eBay I got 80, which was Celtics, and 90, which was Michael Jordan,
Right.
in the Bulls. And he didn't have anything else I really want. He had 70, 71, but I already had 71, 72. So I'm like, that's good enough for me. I don't need to go anything more crazy. And
Mr. Moy's doing some Fall Classic and some Inside Pitch.
Nice.
All right, Fall Classic I like. Inside Pitch, I didn't like the looks of it. I don't like rolling off twice to resolve an at bat. First, you got to roll off the pitcher's card, then the batter's card. I understand why people don't like the 50-50 system of Strat. I do. It's okay. You'll survive.
I do like the 50-50 because there's when you go to each card, there's no guarantee what's going to happen. It's still there's a chance you can get a hit off the pitcher and there's a chance you can get an out off the batter, and I like that. I do.
No disco ball. And yeah, I just finished my dinner. I had tomato. I opened up my last thing of Trader Joe's tomato soup. So I have 2 cups left before I have to figure out how to get some more because Trader Joe's doesn't deliver.
Ron was telling me to do that and play the Sixers. Thing is I'm not big on the basketball. The Braves just caught my eye. Okay,
but you are a sucker for god awful.
I am, and the Sixers, that was an awful team. But the thing is at 71-72, you got the Knicks, Lakers. I knew some of the guys on those teams. I knew some of the Celtics teams, and that's fine. I don't need to go any more like that. I mean, if they had a monster sale or something, maybe. But I'm happy with 71-72 because I have that for regular season basketball, and so I can play regular. So I can now play between the two if I want to. That's what I like about that too. And yeah, no disco balls.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Play the new OT baseball game. Graphics are awesome. Yeah, I mean, I still have 20. What is it, 21 now?
Yeah, 21.
I have 20. And I tried to play some spiders there, and I tried to insert the field. I couldn't figure out how to get the field in, and it frustrated me, so I quit. So I'll just play Action PC. And if I don't know how I did it earlier when I downloaded the old pack. And so if I play like the Cardinals, they're in Busch Stadium, and the Reds are in Riverfront and stuff like that. And I don't remember how I did that, but it's all set up for me. So I'll do that. But as far as I had an old stadium and I tried to put it in. I couldn't figure it out. OTP is just really difficult for me. I have a really hard time with it.
Shields doing an 87 APA Master Game replay. You're doing the season, a specific team. I've been playing hockey in a while. I like Action PC Baseball for replays is good. 20 some odd games into a Red Sox Mets 86 as carded replay as opposed to as played. And both teams are in first place. The whole NL, okay. Having a good time with it.
What's as carded?
As carded would be if you were to buy the cards because you had the cards.
Okay.
As opposed to as played would be that if, player A was with the Mets on one day and was with the Cubs the next, he would get traded. But as they carded the players, if you bought the cards. So, for instance, Tom Seaver's carded with the Red Sox. He finished the year in Boston.
So are you playing Strat baseball?
Yeah, Strat.
Okay.
George Foster's on the Mets, which he wasn't by the end of the year. 200 games into it. That's awesome. So it's different because the computer does the lineups and all that. And so I decide the pitching. There's no as played to it. We don't really care about usage. God, those Mets are good. They really are good.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox are better than I thought. And every time I bring in Bob Stanley, I think of demos. Strawberry and Dawson are raking. Of course, Dawson, that was his first year with the Cubs.
Is that Andre?
Yeah. Andre was a free agent after the 86 season, and that was collusion, and no one wanted to pay him. And so what he essentially did is he went to the Cubs and said, here's a blank check. Fill in how much you'll pay me. Can you imagine that? And so that's what he did. It's like $400,000. It wasn't like it was $2.59 and a couple of Columbia House records, but imagine that. Just tell me how much you'll pay me.
Like Deion Sanders going to the Cowboys.
Well, at least when Deion went to Dallas, they were Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, I'll go play for you.
Yeah. I didn't realize he played for so many teams. He played for, the Falcons?
Yes.
San Francisco and Dallas?
I believe he played for Dallas and then San Francisco at the end of his career, yeah. Probably.
Did he play for the Ravens?
He might have.
Anybody wants to look that up? See who Deion Sanders played for. I know
tremendous pass defender, but he couldn't tackle for.
He wouldn't tackle. He wanted the show. He wanted to intercept the ball and run down the field, but he have to tackle anybody. Forget it.
Yeah, Michael Columbia House is still looking for some of us.
What's going on there, Gaff? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're hanging in there. I heard they closed the ice cream stand over by your house. That's too bad. I love that place.
Wow. Falcons, Dallas, 49ers, Redskins, and Ravens. Very good.
That's right. He did play for the Redskins briefly. Yeah. Yep. And
the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees.
You played for the Yankees?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
There is a story time.
Go ahead. I won't put it up. Just okay. Go ahead.
So he's playing with the Yankees and the...
Yes, Monty.
Oh, the Reds too. Yep, you're right. So he's playing for the Yankees when Carlton Fisk was still catching for the White Sox. So 90, 91, somewhere in there. And so he digs into the plate and he draws a $sign with his bat in the dirt.
Oh.
And Fisk just throws a pitch fit and pretty much wanted the pitcher to buzz him, whoever the pitcher was, just buzz his ass off the plate. Fisk, I'm surprised he didn't try to punch him out. But yes, can you imagine? I mean, Carlton Fisk and warm and fuzzy are two words that are never said in the same sentence. But here's Neon Dion hitting 187 or whatever the hell he hit with the Yankees, drawing $signs in his bat at the plate. True story. Absolutely true story.
That's just like him. Was it Michael Jordan that played minor league ball and was terrible?
Yeah, he got to Double-A with the Birmingham, and his manager in Birmingham won Terry Francona.
Did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. Yes, it is.
Jordan went out after that experience and bought the team a brand new luxury bus.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That he bought. The guys were all excited. Brand new bus for the minor league. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's the equivalent of buying him a plane. But yeah, Jordan couldn't hit. Dion did lead the league in triples one year. Of course, he hit 155 in the process, but He's probably better with the Reds playing on the turf. Yeah, Terry Francona, indeed, my favorite manager.
All right, and we got to say this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Robbie's got a ton of projects going on.
yeah, how's the Summit Series going, Robbie?
How's a lot of things going? I mean, we all do. We all get tons of stuff. That's why I try to do the one-offs. I try to do the one-offs rather than.
So how much are they calling for in your neck of the woods?
In my neck, I want to say 2, but inwards they're saying 6.
Wow.
So.
And the
1992.
Braves, yeah.
Oh, do you know what I watched today? That was kind of neat. Is on YouTube. I don't know why it was on my feed, but it was a Quebec Montreal game. Must have been game 7, and Quebec scored in overtime. Dale Hunter scored on a weird wraparound to score, and the referee called it a goal at the Forum. I'm like, wow. He waited. The light never went on. The referee went over the net, saw the puck in the net, and went, I have to call that a goal. Unfortunately, sorry, Montreal. Sorry, but everyone sees it in the net. I have to call it a goal. And Quebec Nordiques won the game.
Thanks for sharing, Dave, because sharing is caring.
It is. It was a good day.
On the Barons play the Lookouts, a lady from church was on the front page of the sports page. Oh, cool. His son played at Carolina with him. Yeah, Dion was fast. He was absolutely fast. And I think if he had really decided to be more like Bo Jackson as opposed to show me the money, he could have been a Hall of Famer. And actually, but isn't he in the Hall of Fame? You know, as a
Probably for football.
yeah.
I remember there was one game he played. I don't know if he played football or baseball. And when he get done, he got in a helicopter and flew to the other field.
He did do a Braves and the Falcons game on the same day. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But
You know what
man,
you wonder though? You wonder these guys on the team, no matter what team it was. You wonder how can you have that commitment for 2 teams like that? I don't care how good of an athlete you are. You know what I mean? You got to figure that wouldn't go over well. Yeah, but guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to another game, or guys, see ya.
Bo was good enough, and he only played half a season with the Raiders anyway. I don't think he did the Kansas City, Oakland, or Los Angeles on the same day, but he could have pulled that off. He could have pulled, but the pounding that you take as a running back,
Yeah.
I mean that's what ended up doing him in.
Any running back, yeah.
But if Bo had played football full time, if he hadn't have played for the Royals, he would have been a 2,000-yard rusher. I mean, he just his instincts were that good.
You see him in Temco Bowl?
Oh yeah,
Tecmo.
Tecmo, get it right.
I always call it Temco.
Whatever it was, that is best unstoppable. Remember when okay, yeah, I will do that. Dion was Hall of Fame for dumping Gatorade on McCarver. I remember watching that. Couldn't have happened to 2 nicer people.
What was that, Tim McCarver?
Tim McCarver.
What was that, Phillies?
He played for the Phillies and the Cardinals, but this was in the locker room after the Braves won the pennant in 91 or 2. And McCarver gave Dion grief for something. And so Dion got his revenge and just dumped Gatorade on him in the victory celebration. Way to be mature, my son.
Yes, he was.
That's right. That's Tribeface got it right. McCarver turned to him and said, "You're a real man, Dion. I'll give you that." Yep. Bo was possibly better than Herschel in college. Oh, man. But I'd hate to make a living on the difference. I was a kid when they were both in college. Younger, obviously, for Herschel. Those Georgia games, if they were on up here, you watched, even if you didn't like college football, because you did not know what Herschel Walker was going to do.
Where did he go? Atlanta?
Herschel?
Yeah.
He played in the USFL. He played with Flutie in New Jersey. Dallas had his NFL rights, and Dallas traded him to Minnesota for all those draft picks. They eventually got Aikman and Irvin, I think, from that trade. They just
I remember that.
I think they took like 5 number 1s from Minnesota. And Walker was okay in Minnesota, but he wasn't Georgia's Herschel Walker. He was okay Herschel Walker.
You usually, when that happens, you usually see the team with all the picks do better in the long run because they have all these guys, and you say, here's who we got over time, you know.
I mean, that trade set up, the Eagles too. That trade set up the beginning of Dallas's core Super Bowl run in the early 90s. And McCarver had Rip Deion, and McCarver did really have it coming. Herschel Walker from Georgia versus George Rodgers from South Carolina. Rodgers was never as good with the Redskins as he was at South Carolina. Yeah, that was some pretty good running backs right there.
Is that a Whoa Nelly?
Whoa Nelly. Walker stumbling, bumbling, touchdown, Georgia.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yes.
And even guys out in the chat here. On the radio, especially on the weekends now, they're replaying old games, old Bruins games, old Patriots games, old Red Sox games. Can you guys listen to any of that right now?
No, I haven't.
I mean,
Because
I would rather
it's always there on YouTube anyway.
You know, it's like I get there's nothing to talk about, but I still would rather hear people talk and you know, like when you turn on the radio, I like to listen to sports talk and even regular talk. And they're talking about what's going on usually. You know, and so when you put it on, it's like, now the Patriots come out of the huddle. I'm like, I don't know if I want to listen to this because it's not live.
I suppose let me put a caveat on that. If let's say you had before Brady went to Tampa, let's say if you had an afternoon with Tom Brady. Okay, Tom, walk us through that last drive against the Rams. Here's what I was thinking, and now here's Gil and Gino with a call. Okay, Tom, it's 2nd and 14. You got second, that sort of thing.
But just to play the game.
But not just to have the game on again. No, because again, we can always play on classic games, and all of these things are on YouTube anyway. I'll put it on. I'll watch the intro. I'll watch a couple plays. But yeah, just like Michael said, I want to hear some perspective.
Well, they're playing the famous games. They're not just playing a random game.
No, it's not just some random Red Sox Rays game from January or from August of '99.
But it's still just the idea of it that it's like, I'm sitting here working and I put on the radio and it's you listen
to that. Pedro, tell me what you were thinking when you were pitching to Alex Rodriguez that first time in a Yankee. Something like that.
I like Mad Dog too.
Christopher Russo.
Yep. I let mostly what I listen to is satellite radio. That's the channel I listen to. I stream 3 of them. There's Fox Sports, then the Mad Dog one, and then there's I forget what the other one is.
I'll go through and watch older stuff I haven't seen or stuff I don't remember that much of. An older game, such as an early 70s or something like that. I mean, yes, as a Giants fan, I'm happy to have those 2 Super Bowls, but I'll watch those games.
The only thing I could really, it would have to be a way back game. It would have to be like, this is Bruins Blues game 4 when Orr won the cup type of game. But try to listen to something that's a couple years old or
that's
a Super Bowl. It's like, it would have to be even like a California Seals game. It's like I might listen to just for the heck of it. But if you're going to try to play something that's within the last 10 years or so, it would have to be a real old one, old Bruins game, especially maybe old Red Sox game, just for complete nostalgia from way back. But I think
it's hard though because it's radio. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really do. You can come in, Sarah. You can't really do, let's say, a retrospective highlight package on a Carl Yastrzemski or David Ortiz or a Mike Schmidt, because everything would need perspective. You'd have to be, if you did the clips, it would, this is Schmidt's 500th home run in Pittsburgh, or here's, the final out of the '80 World Series if you're a Philadelphia fan, or Havlicek stole the ball, that sort of thing, because you can see that and what's going on. But once in a while, the golf tournament, that's fine. Tugnutt 60
I did watch that. Yeah, I did watch that.
But as far as just having the radio on a Saturday afternoon and just some pick a year, if you have the archive, go back to like 1983 or 1993 and do those, because they're games that you're not going to remember. Yep. The 80s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you're going back to 77. If they were to play anything from that era, baseball, football, hockey for me, I would probably listen to it.
Yeah, but to sit there and just do the greatest hits package of games as opposed to, it'd be different. I can understand, let's say, if the Patriots decided that on Sundays they were going to replay every game from the 1801 season. Because, okay, yes, what happened in the Super Bowl and the playoffs, but you may not remember what happened in week 5.
Right, yeah.
And you could just, every week, you could just see or hear that team getting better and better and better. And you realize by week 8 that, oh my God, this team is really incredible. And so you'd listen from week to week.
But I would do the same, like you say, if they were, they wouldn't play it up here. But if they, say I was living in Tampa Bay and they're like, we're gonna play some of the 76 Bucks games when they were 0-14.
Oh, but you could do the 79 season. That would be the one.
I would listen. I'd listen to either one, but just listen to those names from back then. Tribe, of course, if they played Cleveland 95.
Yeah, but it's for Cleveland. And that's again, it would have to be a great season, I think, to do that. Like I said, because baseball is really a day in and day out sport. And to sit there and have championship highlights every day, yeah, that kind of gets old. But walk me through that. Yeah, come in, Sarah.
I've been watching, Mike's talking about the golf. I watched the other day. I was watching like some great golf moments on YouTube, and it was fun. It was happy. It was like, you see these shots and the guys cheering and these amazing shots. And I've seen them all before, but it's still fun to watch.
Wave hi to people. How many people are in here? How many people is she waving to? No, put your face in here.
21 right now.
21. Here's the wife, by the way. Here's my superhero throughout all this. She's no. She's my superhero, by the way. All right. Yep. So, show them. Get back here. This is the cup that I drink my Trader Joe's tomato soup out of. No, hold it up.
Oh, nice.
Okay? See, I'm not kidding when I say it's this girl loves Christmas. That's what it is.
Hey, while she's there, do you have your Strat Canadians board handy to show?
I have no idea where. I think it's up. Do you know where that is? She's saying no.
Oh,
I'll find it though. Maybe she can show it tomorrow or Sunday when we.
Yeah, we should show that on the streams because that was neat. I got my Seals one.
Her name is Sarah, with an H. So she's off on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and so
cool. So, like I said, I have a hard time listening to that stuff, but it would have to be something classic. But like Larry said, now that I saw what Larry said, I would probably go to bed on YouTube and put on an old Tampa Bay game and listen to it in its entirety. And I could do that. And just to hear the old names, Doug Williams goes back to pass. And, I would love to listen to that, the game they played the Eagles and won in 79. That would be great. So.
Yeah, Tim, the walk-off from Maz. Yep. That was pretty stunning. That whole 7th game was pretty stunning.
Yeah, when they play the old stuff like that, the black and white, that stuff you can listen to. It's classic, but anything somewhat new.
The iRacing stuff, Andrew, is awesome. And Kenny, I look forward to seeing you this summer.
I know. I might have to take a ride up there, too, if we're allowed to cross state lines. Although Kenny's in the world of hurt down there because I think he's in Rhode Island or something like that. Rhode Island is worse than anybody right now.
Well, if you're back to work on June 1st, and you'll be able to get up here this summer.
But they're handing out fines like candy down there. I was reading that lady down there. She's gonna, she better not be walking on the street if she starts handing out fines. So,
man, that's the street. That's the street in my downtown there, Robbie. A mid-tier driver. We're talking. Oh, big clue. Oh, yeah, Tony Stewart, a mid-tier driver.
I watched that, Tribe. I actually did. They had a like an 11-minute version of that, but it was all scaled down to, you could see the drives, but it cut out a lot of the bulk. And I watched the whole thing. Oh my gosh, the Saints were so bad that day. That 3 defensive touchdowns by the Buccaneers. They hadn't had any in their history, and they got 3 in one day. I think it was they either haven't had 3 total, they haven't had any. And there was one they picked off in the end zone, and one was at the 10-yard line and one was at the 30-yard line. It was just that quarterback was brutal that day.
So Archie Manning?
No, it wasn't. It was somebody I didn't heard of.
Okay, let me take a look.
Ohio, really? I heard Ohio was saying that they're still in a world of hurt and they don't want to
No,
open
they're
up.
starting to come off it.
I mean, they're talking about, like you said, in Vermont having small gatherings. I mean, I need to get it up to. I heard that they were slowly going to get it up to 50 people at a time, which would allow me to open up. Then
Yeah,
that's
you
what
get
I'm looking
50.
for. Holy cow! Big clue. Yes, Chief Zimmer. I put him in today. I inserted him in the catcher, and I put Cauliflower on first base today. And the Chief had a couple of big hit. No, it wasn't Pastorini. He wasn't on the Saints at that point. I don't know who it was. Tribe might know because Tribe saw that.
I'm looking. I got it right there. Archie Manning. And Bobby Scott was the other quarterback. Manning went 13 for 21 for 154 yards, 1 score, 3 picks, 4 sacks, and 6 rushes for 33 and a score. Bobby Scott was the other quarterback. He went 4 for 12 for 36 yards and 3 interceptions.
I didn't think it was Manning. I didn't think he was that bad.
Manning just had no one to work with. And your quarterback was Gary Huff, who went 7 for 9 for 96 yards and a score.
Yeah, they won their last 2 games.
Tampa that day ran the ball 48 times for 135 yards and threw it 10.
Yep. So we got 45-yard interception, 10-yard interception, and a fumble recovery in the end zone. Yep.
Mike Washington's 45-yard interception return in the third quarter sealed the deal.
Yep. So it was Archie Manning, and they had 2 quarterbacks, Bobby Scott. Yeah.
So there you go.
And they had the fake punt too. Dave Green threw a pass for 14 yards for a first down. It was hilarious. The replay of that he caught it and someone was right on him and he just jumped in the air as the guy was tackling and threw it like a Hail Mary 14 yards on the field and the guy caught it. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, next time the Reds are at home, they might.
Yeah,
win.
that's next week. Yeah, I got that on pre-order.
23rd, so it'd be next Thursday.
Yeah, Rhode Island's a tough. Yeah.
Hey, you don't pay me enough for the Reds to win. Okay, no, I'm kidding. It's amazing. The funny thing about doing baseball on a daily basis is Kenny came in early today for that Yankee Tiger game, and all the world, the Yankees should have just pounded the Tigers into submission. They did, but it took them 12 innings to do it. So Rich Kotite was on the staff for the Yanks. Oh boy. We got, when I lived in southern Vermont, because Albany is considered a secondary market for New York. It's fine for the Giants, but we got force-fed a lot of bad Jet games as a kid. Just like you got force-fed a lot of bad Patriot games. We got force-fed a lot. And, of course, the Patriots would be blacked out in Boston. The Jets might have been blacked out in New York, but they weren't blacked out in Albany.
But we always get decent games here. I mean, because when they had the doubleheader, if it wasn't because they had to have the Patriots unless they were at home and didn't sell out. But it'd be like coming up, next it's the Cowboys and the Redskins, or Atlanta, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle. And back then it was like, no, you don't want to get those games. You want to get the big game.
Yes,
seriously.
It's Denver and the Raiders next on NBC, or the Colts and the Jets. No, yeah. I don't. Yes. What do you? Please, can you forget? Nope. It's the 2-10 Baltimore Colts and the 1-11 New York Jets from Empty Shea Stadium. Oh God, no.
I remember there was once in a while we could get we had 4, 5, and 7. That was NBC, ABC, CBS down here. Once in a while, if the day was right, you could get Channel 6. And I don't know where the hell
out of Providence or New Bedford.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Channel 6 was, but it was really snowy. And it was one day I was like dialing it in and spinning the antenna, and I caught a Colts at Chiefs, and there was nobody there. It was just horrible football. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to change the channel. That was terrible.
When I was in college, By the way, they're threatening to close down where I went to college.
Jeebus, I saw that.
Like, oh, really? There's three. They've made some bad decisions over the year, but we won't get into that. And so we got BZ4, which at that time was NBC, up in Lyndonville, Vermont. Okay, I don't know why we were their designated market, and Channel 6 out of Portland, which was their NBC. And so if the Patriots were blacked out at home, Portland, I think, was considered a secondary market. So those poor fans could watch the games on Channel 6 instead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it was great growing up because usually you could we had 2 CBSs and 2 NBCs. So we had the Vermont stations and the Albany stations. And so once in a while, if the Albany station got stuck with a bad Jets game, the other one might have another game on.
I remember when I moved to another city and had a different cable just come in. We didn't get cable until like 85 or 86. It was really late and we got cable in our town. And I think it was like 88. I moved to another town and they had a different cable package. And for whatever reason, with this cable package, they had a French channel. And Saturday nights, you could usually get a French hockey broadcast.
Yeah.
Why they gave us a French channel, I have no idea. And it was all in French, and I didn't understand it, but at least I could watch the game. And I was like, that was kind of cool.
Soirée du hockey night in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it was like, well, I was like, wow, I have no idea why I'm getting this channel because you didn't get many channels back in the day. It wasn't like it is now, but it was like, okay.
Yeah, we didn't get those. We didn't have cable when I first moved to Central Vermont. And we got CBC in Montpelier, which was amazing.
Oh, wow.
But we didn't get the French service till I moved here. But yeah, and now of course the only hockey they show on CBC is the Leafs.
Yeah, well, we had Nesson for the Bruins and Sports Channel was the Whalers, and so we could.
Oh yeah, we got
awesome.
Sports Channel in our.
Yeah, they did all the Whalers games, so you could catch all this kind of stuff.
So yeah, we caught a lot of Rick Peckham and Jerry Cheevers. Yeah, and you got in Ohio, really?
So Larry went to New Hampshire to watch some games. Oh, that's the way to do it too. Yeah, as long as you're 60 miles away from the stadium. Yep.
I'm surprised you got it that far away, but they get them in Buffalo too. So CBC has quite the reach into the northern part of the United States.
I remember we used to buy our Patriots tickets at Sears.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get your Johnny Miller Sansabelt slacks and some
I remember going with my uncle a couple of times. We went into Sears and you went in just wherever it was in the back of Sears there, and we stood in line and got our Patriots tickets there. And it wasn't like a line either. You just whatever that was, like the customer service place. It was can I get some Patriots tickets? Yeah, sure, get some Patriots tickets.
What? So did he care what section you sat in or something like that?
I don't know how they did it. I was just a kid back then, but I remember going with him a couple of times to Sears. I'm pretty sure it was Sears to get Patriots tickets.
I know you could get Sox tickets at Filene's.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe it was Filene's then, but I remember it was one of those places that we did that. And it was just like, okay. I remember we got first row one time. We were right in the end zone, like the corner of the end zone, first row one time. I don't remember who they played. That wasn't Gillette. That was Foxborough. Schaefer.
Yeah, that's Schaefer.
Yeah, and remember they had the this is before I was old enough to drink, but they had the LA beer and people complaining
about it's a low alcohol, yeah.
How bad LA beer.
Mariners, Blue Jays, of course, because you got CBC, A's, and of course, the Braves. And a Hallmark card store.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember going to my grandparents' house the next town over because they had cable and we would watch MTV and we could watch music videos and it was like the greatest thing in the world. It was like, oh my gosh.
I bet it was. We had MTV early and I just didn't. It never really thrilled me. 120 tickets for 10 games, $12 a ticket. Yep, the 3 exhibition games.
Had to sit through Parcell and Jets.
Yeah, we'll take those 2 titles that Parcells won for us, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's because he had Phil Simms at quarterback. Although I'm not a huge Phil Simms fan, but when you needed him to win a game, he could. There was one night he put up 500 yards on Cincinnati. Back when
Really?
the Bengals were good, and I was a Bengals fan, and I was like, I'm sitting there watching Phil Simms tear apart the Bengals.
I think I remember watching the Ice Bowl with the Bengals and the Chargers.
59 below AFC Championship game. 59 below.
How do you play? I mean, nothing works at that speed. I mean, I went outside today. It was 40-something degrees with a wind, and
They
I
were
had a
playing
jacket.
San Diego too.
It's like this. I couldn't go. I can't go out in that stuff. No way. I'd be like, no way. I'm done. I'm not playing.
I think it's a case of everybody's playing in the same conditions. It's so, it's uncomfortable for everybody.
What's going on,
That
buddy?
January of 82.
You want to say hi?
Oh,
Where is he? Buddy, you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi to everyone? They want to see the dog? Come here.
oh,
Oh, come here, buddy. There he is. There he is.
oh, camera shy.
Mouth number one. What's up?
Oh,
You don't like being on camera? Nothing? Nothing? Huh?
at least he sits there and looks at the camera instead of my little
Yeah.
mongrel who will sit there and go, nope, get off camera. Get off
What's going on? What's going on? All right, here you go. Oh, here. There you go. See ya. I get dog hair all over me. Every now and then he makes an appearance.
Yeah, that was. Now they changed the way that they measure wind chill, so it wasn't in modern parlance. It wasn't 59 below zero, but it was cold.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying.
And it wasn't like a 3-0 game either, Ron. It was they scored some
Yeah,
some
there was. That
points.
was a good football game. But imagine trying to kick. First of all, you're playing out on turf.
Yes.
That horrible stuff that they had at Riverfront, and you're playing a West Coast team. Now, some of the players obviously play college in cold weather cities, but Fouts played at Oregon. He was a Duck. That was a cold winter.
I'm trying to find what they said it was 82.
That was the 81 season, the 82 championship game. Of course, people forget that because the nightcap that night was Dallas, San Francisco.
It was 27-7. That's a lot of points in that cold of weather.
Well, Cincinnati could run. They had 3 good running backs, and they had Larry Kinnebrew down at the goal line. So they had their bowling ball. You could get the ball down to the 5-yard line, and he could run it in.
Weather -9 degrees.
Okay, that's still pretty cold.
Wind 24 miles an hour. Wind chill was 32, -32. So they must have fixed
That's under the modern version,
Right.
though.
right.
That's still cold.
The over under was 45. They probably revised that when they saw the so it was a 31-yard field goal, 3-0 Bengals.
Oh, Jim Breach.
Yeah, Breach 8-yard pass by Anderson to ML Harris made it 10-0.
Mhm.
33-yard pass from Fouts to Kellen Winslow. So I
And
mean that's
yeah.
pretty good. 33 yards, and then Pete Johnson 1-yard run, Breach 38-yard field goal, and then Anderson to Don Bass for 3 yards, and that was 27-7.
Yeah,
But
Pete Johnson. Yep. Larry Kinnebrew.
so that guy kicked 38-yard field goal in the cold like that.
That's kicking a rock. You're kicking a rock off a turf.
That thing's not going to give. That ball's not going to give at all. So
What was
good.
Ice Bowl was what? 14.
What year was that?
60. It was the 67 season. So the 67 NFL championship, not the Super Bowl, but the NFL championship.
All right, so that was
The air temperature that day was colder. It was 15 below zero.
-13 officially and
Okay.
-23 wind chill. So the other one was worse.
Yes.
And that was 21-17. That was still a lot of points in a cold weather game. There was only one field goal in that game.
Breach was the one that was the Bengals kicker. Bernurshka's the one that missed the chip field goal the week before in Miami.
That's too cold.
Now that when the Giants beat the Packers to get to that Super Bowl, that was a 10 below night in Green Bay too. that was the coldest game in Green Bay since the Ice Bowl.
Which one was this?
The '07 NFC Championship, when the Giants beat the Packers to go to the Super Bowl that we would win.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was.
I remember
that was
one of my favorite games was the remember the Fog Bowl was Philadelphia, Chicago. That was great. The announcers were just like, we'd like to describe the game, but we can't see it. We can, and they had the cameras down on the field, and you still the guy's like passing. It's like couldn't see it. It was nuts. I think they actually had someone down on the field that was relaying up what happened.
They had the public address was doing play-by-play. The official said we could see both sets of goalposts. If we couldn't see them both, we were going to call the game. But
yeah, it came in. It just sat there over everybody
at halftime.
Yeah,
at halftime it rolled in.
I wonder if I can call that up. That's a good.
That
one
was a crazy game.
It just was the conditions.
Wasn't that Buddy Ryan's Eagles too? I think it was. Yeah, it was Bears and Eagles, but that was after Ryan went to Philadelphia, right?
I'm not sure.
My daughter wore a Dobby mask to the grocery store. She said she got a lot of second book. The Steelers and Pats did play a foggy game. Of course, the game, correct. Yep. The game that got Gillette built.
Was that 88? I think it was 88, right?
I believe so. The game that got Gillette built was an AFC Championship game between the Pats and the Jaguars. And the lights went out in the second half. You remember? That transformer blow in Foxborough, and that got them the new stadium built.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
So here's
the first half.
Yeah. So check this out. This is first half, right? Everything looks good. Playing the game.
It's cold in Chicago.
It's cold, but we're playing the game, and then it's. Okay, still going over here. Everything's going good. Everything's going good. And then
here we go.
Look at this. It's like, well, folks, we got some fog in, and it started like this, and it wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad. You could see the camera iris is trying to adjust.
Yep. But now it just got worse.
Yeah, there you go.
So now they had to get onto the field, and you could see that there was just this ceiling of fog, and you just no one could down on the field. You were fine,
right? All right, but there we go.
So Luis and Dejas going to try to.
Luis and Dejas. Oh, they're showing it from the.
So the kick is good, but
right there, there we go.
So this is, and it just got worse. It's like, how do you even play? How you can't see anything? Who's that?
That's Randall Cunningham.
The camera can't even focus. It was that bad. And look, you go back to pass. Picked off. We think.
Yep.
And it might be a touchdown. He runs into the fog. We can't see him. He's down there somewhere, folks. He's out of bounds. Not sure. And there's the crowd.
It got warmer as the game went along.
And that's what we got now.
Nice butt shot. Looks like someone took the telescopic zoom on a camera and tried to zoom that.
Oh,
All
man.
Right, take care, buddy.
Look at that. I mean, serious. How do the referees even allow that to play? You can't see the goalposts.
They can see both the goalposts. That's
I can't even see the quarterback from the sideline. Wow. That is bad.
Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw called that game for CBS.
That was in Chicago? I thought that was in Philadelphia.
No, Chicago. The fog just started rolling in off of Lake Michigan.
Wow.
And can you just imagine paying for those tickets?
I mean, you see it in history, but at the same time, you're not seeing history, if you know what I mean.
Right. You listen to it. How you doing, Sean? And so Gilles had to run. Good to see you, Sean. And so, yeah, can you imagine? I mean, there was the snowplow game. Yeah, Larry, that guy was offside. Just kidding. I didn't see a thing.
Yeah, I know. Pass interference.
The last game in Foxborough, which was the Tuck Rule game. The snow game.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to, having tickets for that and trying to drive back.
Oh, trying to spot.
Snow.
They had a game one time like that. I don't know if it was that one or not, but the
The
snow was
Tennessee
so
talked about, right?
the snow was so bad they actually shut down the roads, and they're like the state police aren't letting anybody on the roads. But they
Well,
played the game, and there
Well,
were fans
what do
at
you do
the
with the
game.
60,000 people that were there?
I don't know. It's like, how did they even get to the game? They said they were shutting down Route 1 and you can't get to the game. I'm like, well, that's great, but what about all the people that are already on the way? And they were turning people around, but I don't how people somehow getting to the game, but they supposedly shut down the highway, and the police were there turning people away, but there was people at the game. So I don't know. But yeah, that weather, that fog bowls, I remember that one. That was a good one.
Yeah. We had that. We taped that.
Yeah.
We taped the playoffs that year because Dad was a Bills fan, so the Bills were in the playoffs. My Bengals were in the playoffs, so we were looking forward to that.
Nice.
So
what do you got coming up tomorrow?
I'm going to do a comment video to go through for 600 subs and all that, and I'll be playing some stuff offline, but we've done 30 Twitch streams in 30 days or 31 streams in 31 days. So it's a day off.
Yeah, you've been busy. I've been busy. My channel's been busy. I didn't do any videos today. It seems like I do like 2 videos and I take a day off, and I do 2 videos and do a day off. And it's just kind of how my schedule's going. And I remember the watching. I don't remember the Ice Bowl, if that's the Green Bay one, but I definitely remember the Cincinnati one.
Before you were born. The Cincinnati one. They called that one the Freezer Bowl.
The Freezer Bowl? Okay.
But as I said, that game kind of gets forgotten because the second game of that doubleheader was the catch, Montana to Clark.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, no kidding. Boy, that would have been a great day. That's a great day of football. Yeah. I think I might have to do that. I might have to go back and find some old game tonight and fall asleep with that on the radio, like Larry was saying. That'd be fun to go back and find a game on YouTube because you can get the full game and play it, The
catch game, the San Francisco Dallas game, was the last football game Vince Scully ever called.
Oh, really?
Yep. Well, what a way to go out.
I liked him like Kurt Gowdy.
Yep.
Yeah, it won't be a day without one of Ron's games. He's going to take a day off.
Uploading probably a couple to YouTube because I'm a good week behind there. But
yeah, I am hoping to
survive.
If we get the snow, I'm going to try to play some strat basketball, get that fine-tuned so I can play a game, or at least part of a game. Yeah, okay, yeah, that was the Ice Bowl, so it was the Freezer Bowl.
Yeah, Freezer Bowl was the Chargers and the Bengals, and the Ice Bowl was Dallas and Green Bay. 67, as you said.
It's fun that we can go back and watch these pretty much, you know what I mean? I know the NFL keeps trying to take them down, but leave them up. It's just history. You're not going to make any money off of that. Just let us watch our games.
The only video clip I've ever seen of the Ice Bowl was the intro when it's Ray Scott, Frank Gifford, and Jack Buck on the field.
Really?
And they're all talking about just how cold it is. And Gifford isn't wearing a hat.
Oh.
And at one point, there's Ray Scott called the first half, Jack Buck called the second, Gifford did color. And so at one point, Gifford's looking over and Buck's got a mug, and it doesn't appear to be frozen. And so Frank asks Jack Buck, "Can I have a sip of your coffee?" And Jack says, "Well, it's vodka."
Oh man.
Yeah, ID's birthday today. I guess he sang himself happy birthday.
Oh, no kidding. That's cool. Didn't know that. Did you see they had a clip on NFL Network, I think it was, about the Ice Bowl, about the guy that took some of the aerial photos that day? Did you ever see that?
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it was the guy's daughter, I think. And they had a little feature on her. I think it was before the last playoff game or something like that, because they were talking about the Ice Bowl. Maybe it was, I don't know how many years it was since the Ice Bowl. I don't know. But this girl's got this picture of the Ice Bowl from the air. And she goes, her dad used to fly planes. And she says, let's go fly the plane. And she's like, you know how cold it is out? And he's like, yeah, but I'm going to take it up anyway. So she went up with him in the plane and had her camera. Okay. And and they went by the field as the game was being played, and is a picture of the stadium with the plane in the air, and that was them in the plane.
Oh, wow.
And so she took some aerial photos of the game and never thought anything of it. And then finally one day they developed the film on the camera, and they said, look at these pictures, they're from the football game. And so she gave them to the NFL there, and so they featured them, and they did the feature on her and stuff. And I guess when whoever was up in the plane, they were frozen to death. You know what I mean? They came back home, and they were in bed. They were sick. They were just so cold. They were in bed, and chicken soup and the whole bed. And they were so sick from being up there, and they weren't up long, but it was just freezing out. You know.
Oh, they don't heat those things. You know, I mean, it's not really safe to be running them. Oh, so yeah. So Sunday we'll be doing a couple of things, but tomorrow is just going to be. I'm supposed to be getting some stuff for Roberto. I'm going to do some videos for him next week. But, you know, I'm liking the game. So I played Daring Racers today. So that's how we started the show. Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see. I'll have to check that out myself at some point. I got to get back to some of his games too. Yep. But right now I'm on the Strat. I did that 74, 75 project with the SEALs, the Scouts, and the Capitals. That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. I like playing those little mini stuff that I do. Including the Super Bowl stuff. I need to get back and do some more Super Bowl stuff. They take a long time to set up, though. They really do. It takes.
Yeah, we set them up 10 at a time.
Yeah. So, but it's it's like getting the logo, getting the score, putting in all the, figuring out the modified ratings, getting it all set up so I can just roll dice is what I do. So that way, you're not sitting there watching me set up. It does take a while. It takes about an hour or so to get everything all together and looking nice. So, So I got to just find some time to do the next 10 and see how that goes. But
awesome.
But anyway, so we could probably wrap things up here. We had a good little chat tonight. Another hour and a half talk tonight as we talked a little bit of everything, a little bit of Deion Sanders in there, a little ice bowl, a little freezer bowl talk, a little Gimp mask talk, a little bit of everything tonight. We managed to pull it back.
I don't want to see you streaming body painting with that mask.
It went off the rails, and we brought it back on the rails like we like to do.
Yes.
So I need to get back to my Strat basketball game to see if I can fine tune that so I can play a couple of games with it and see if I can get some wins for my with Buffalo. Was it Buffalo Braves? Is that the team I've been playing?
You too, Chris. Have a good night.
Yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And look for Ron's video tomorrow on YouTube. You're going to post that, right? The comment video?
Yeah, I'm just going to go through. There's a lot of comments, so it'll just make up. Yeah. So.
All right, so look for a video from Ron tomorrow. I'll be on sometime tomorrow. I'll be doing something. I don't know. I got to see. Depends on the snow. We got to go actually pick up my scallops tomorrow. So, I'll be doing that. And then hopefully we'll be on at tomorrow night, 6:30 again. Well, maybe between 6 and 7. We'll see. Sometimes we go a little earlier on Saturday. We'll play it by ear. But I hope to have a Strat PC basketball first look video up, even if it's just a little bit of gameplay action there. And then at some point, once I get good at it, I'll start streaming some games and play that. So that is that. And I want to play some more shootout hockey. I got the itch to play shootout. That's a game you can just pick up and bang out, And that and I want to play some Strat baseball too. I got to dig out some teams and set it up in Studio C up there. I wish they had a helper, like they do for hockey, so I could put the cards here and I could play the game on the helper. Because I like to play Strat hockey with the helper, with the cards. I wish they had something like that for baseball. That would do that in a second. You can
roll your own dice in the game and input the thing, but
yeah, I'm not going to go and get the game and do that. I'd rather just have the cards that I have right now. But I suppose there's different ways around that. Maybe I could find a online baseball score or something I could do to set it up or whichever like that. So anyway, I'll figure out something with that.
ID. I heard that the Big Clue says I heard the Strat customer service sent ID a birthday card in the mail. I didn't include the envelope. It got his day wrong, and I won't arrive for 3 months. Now that's funny.
That was good. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one there. I still haven't watched his baseball series yet. I want to go back and watch that. Yeah, Clue. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
I don't know if did Big Clue catch the Spiders game today, Ron?
He sent you the email. I sent you the email he sent me.
Did he catch the new sponsors? Did he catch the new sponsors?
I don't know about the new sponsors, but the family-sized bottle for 79 cents.
We got some new sponsors. We got some new sponsors on the Spiders Network, so you got to check it out. some point. So, all right, we're gonna jump off here. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Had another good show tonight, and you guys go enjoy your weekend. Hopefully, we'll see some of you tomorrow or Sunday if you want to come back and hang out with us, because there's really no place to go. And but hopefully, that's going to be turning around shortly. We are towards the second half of April, going into May, and let's hope that we get some better news as the month progresses. So, I'm Dave.
I'm Ron.
That's Ron. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. And talk to you everybody later. Bye bye.
Good night.